Hello there. Now, you might be thinking, George, your desk has changed, your office looks different these days. Well, I'm not in my office, as you can tell. I'm actually in the outside world for a change. Now, this is pretty rare for me. According to most of the people who criticise me in comments on videos, apparently I don't go outside, I need to touch grass, I need to get some air, some fresh air, which, I hated their advice. But there's a reason why I'm here. Now you might be wondering, where are you? What's going on here? Why is there a big tent behind you? Well, apologies if that music is distracting, although it's a very good song, one of my favourites actually. But the reason why I'm here is because a while ago on the channel, I made a video called The Truth Behind Tesla's Australian Graveyard, or at least what the graveyard is anyway, of all these old Teslas just outside of, I believe it was Sydney, the capital city, well, the former capital city of Australia back in the day, the largest city in the country, I do believe. Now, the reason why is because on that video, I got a lot of love. A lot of people were liking the content. Some people were doubting the authenticity of it, despite there being official news reports. I get it, there's always a story behind the story. People are always trying to sell you agendas. You got to be careful with this stuff at the end of the day. Now, the reason why I'm here where I am, which I will reveal where I am very shortly, is because somebody's put a very interesting comment. I saw a few people actually put this, and that is that apparently there is a similar Tesla graveyard in the UK, and apparently it was actually near Manchester. And I thought, Manchester? I'm like half an hour away from that. I'm pretty close to that. I could just pop by, no problem whatsoever. Let's go check it out. So I did some research online, and there's no information about this whatsoever. I haven't found any information about the UK's Tesla graveyard, like there was for the one in Australia, like there are some similar stories as well for places like in the States and stuff like that, but there was absolutely nothing about the British equivalent. I thought, this is really odd. How can there be nothing? These people who have commented this on the video, they can't, well, they're probably not making it up. There's probably something to it. So I thought, while I'm in the area, I might as well. And that time has finally arrived. I am here. I am just outside of the Trafford Centre, which is just outside of Manchester. Now, I have looked online. I've thought, well, there is a Tesla dealership here. There's a Tesla pickup yard, I think is the official name for it. So let's go and check it out. So I've done my shopping, had a nice time here. It's a great place to come. Massive shopping centre, probably the biggest in the north of England. It's definitely up there. Bigger than Meadowhall, where I used to live in Sheffield, for sure. But what is the truth behind this Tesla graveyard? Well, I had a little drive up, first of all, just to have a look. And I apologise for the shaky camera work. I'm not used to this outside. But hopefully I'm getting my information across to you guys. So basically, I had a little drive up, had a look, got to a Tesla dealership, and it's like, oh, can't get any further. It's all cordoned off, you can't get any further through these barriers and stuff. They're there to stop you getting through. So I did notice some Teslas though. So I thought, right, I'll just park up near as I can, get the camera out, well, get the phone out as it were, and go film. Let's see what I can actually find here. Now, this is what I found. There is actually, if I just come around here, you guys can see that, right? Through this fence. There are a lot of Teslas here. There are a lot of Teslas here, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't exactly call it a Tesla graveyard. It's not like there's thousands of them, unsold. Like, basically, the story of Australia was that there were thousands of these things and they could not sell them. They've all been shipped in from wherever they've been manufactured. I presume the United States, maybe somewhere else. And they were just kind of waiting to be sold. And yeah, there's a lot of Teslas here, don't get me wrong. I would estimate, looking at it, there's probably a few hundred. Now, you might see some cars in the far distance. Let me just try and point there. In the far distance, like over there, right? Those aren't Teslas, that's just a regular car park. I don't know whose car park it is, but it's not full of Teslas, so I would discount that. But honestly, I would say there's a couple hundred here, which, yeah, some of them might not be sold, some of them might be, have already been sold and waiting to pick up. I don't know, but honestly, I personally would not call this a Tesla graveyard. Now, what I find a bit odd, personally, now, this may be a very simple explanation, which, the future George will be able to find out, right, when I go and edit this. But I'm here on a Sunday, so, traditionally Sunday is not the day when, a lot of business is conducted, really. It's the day that you have off. But the Trafford Centre itself is open. Every shop in the Trafford Centre is open because Sunday's a massive day for retail. Anybody who's worked in retail will know that, just like myself back in the day. But if I just go down here, this place, as far as I can, yeah, it doesn't look very open. There's nobody there. Now, this isn't somewhere they're like packing up and leaving and stuff. I do believe it is an actual pickup point for Tesla, as far as I can tell. But yeah, there's not really anybody here. And again, it's a Sunday. Maybe they're closed on Sunday. I don't know. But if you just go over here as well, there's a few Teslas parked up. Nothing too crazy, really, to be honest. So, hey guys, for those people who were commenting on that video, thank you. For people who obviously watched the video as well, thank you. But as far as I can tell, right now, as I record this in April 2025 on a glorious spring day up in the north of England, as far as I could tell, I would not call this a graveyard, really. I really would not. I would just call this a Tesla dealership or a Tesla pickup point or something. So, you know, there's nothing really happening. Like I said, the place looks closed. I will obviously asterisk that with the fact that it might just be closed on Sundays. It might not be open. It is a bit weird how it's not open. Everything else is. This circus here is clearly going. Yeah, so as far as I could tell, there is no Tesla graveyard here. Now, I would assume if there was going to be a graveyard of sorts of Teslas that are unable to be sold, then they would be here, but there's nothing here. The only thing here is just a trailer for a lorry is behind me, making a lot of noise. So, I don't want to say it's fake news, but right now that representation of there being a massive graveyard of thousands upon thousands of Teslas that are unsold and unable to be sold, it's not the case right now. So that's as far as I'm really going to go with that, really, to be honest. Hey, it wasn't a wasted trip. I did some other things as well, but you guys know now. So for those people who are commenting on that video, which of course I do appreciate your support, you know, saying, oh, you should really see the one in the Trafford Centre in Manchester. Well, I have, and there's not really much to it. But yeah, so there we go. that's kind of it, really, guys. But yeah, thanks for all the love and the support on the channel. I will get this out as soon as I can, obviously. Hopefully it'll still be April by the time I get this edited and get it out. Hey guys, so Future George here. Just a little something to add to what I was saying during that video. I had a look to see if the Trafford Centre collection point for Tesla is open on Sunday, and it is. Now, I was there at about, I think it was around 2 p.m, 1:30, something like that. It was definitely well in daytime, as you can see by the glorious sunshine that was out. And they are open apparently on Sundays between 11 and 4. So why we couldn't really, you know, see anybody going around there is kind of a mystery, to be honest. I mean, if I go on my Google map here as well, just out of interest, just to see if there's been, like, you know, a huge amount of Teslas there in the past and stuff. I mean, this is quite recent. This is from 2025, and as you can see, if anything, there's even less cars in this one at this time than what there was when I saw it. I mean, when I saw it, there was, you know, probably at least half full was all this. So, you know, you got to expect like a couple hundred probably in terms of that overall. Now, if I go on to the actual street view here as well, this is from November 2022. It does look as though that Tesla pickup point is still there, or something's there anyway. I mean, they very much look like Teslas over here, don't they, to the relatively untrained, or at least some of them are. That's a Tesla there. That is, I don't know what that is, but yeah, some of these are. So it looks like 3 years ago. I mean, it's pretty much empty again. So it doesn't look like there's much there in terms of actual Tesla graveyard, like loads and loads of Teslas or anything like that. And unfortunately, I can't really see any other dates. I'm not able to get any other dates on Street View other than November 22, not even if I kind of try and cheat things a little bit by moving over here. Although, if you look here, this is May 2024, so pretty much a year ago. You can get kind of a side view of this as well here. And yeah, I mean, I would say there's quite a few more there. I mean, that's a good couple hundred. It looks like there's more there than when I went. So maybe that's why this rumor was there. They looked at that and thought, wow, look at them all. Because there's probably, what, 300-400 there, I'd say. Again, not on the same level as Australia. I think that's quite a bit more than that, to be honest. If we can see more dates, look at this. We can look back as well. So, October 2023, I'd say there's markedly less there. 22, it's pretty much empty. 21, completely empty. I think this is before that pickup point it even got put in. And yeah, looking at 2020, 2019, it's not even there at that point. So I can see why this rumor maybe sprang up when you look at a picture like that. Like I said, now that is not really the case. It's not really on that sort of level. But yeah, really weird how there was nobody there as well. Now, there is another Tesla thing at the Trafford Centre, believe it or not. If I just type in Tesla Trafford Centre, there was another thing there. There was more than one. It wasn't just the pickup point. I'm sure there was something else as well. Yeah, that was it. The supercharger here, just over here. Again, maybe people are thinking that here, so they'll maybe see all these Teslas or all these cars parked up and think, oh, you know, maybe that's why. But just looking at it with a relatively untrained eye here, if I just go onto this here, get my little guy and drop him on the street, the only actual Tesla charging points are on the far side here. The rest are just normal parking spaces. So again, I don't know if that's possibly what people are seeing, but I must say it does look about a year ago or so as though that car park there, all this area here, I should say, that's cordoned off, which, because I believe you can see my cursor while I do this, that was, of course, just full of cars. I'd say at least, I mean, let's just have another look just to be sure, but I'd say at least probably, what, 2/3 full? Something like that. Yeah, this is a year ago, pretty much, May 24. That's conservatively, you know, 2/3 full, probably even more, to be honest. So I reckon maybe that is why people are saying it. But like a lot of things here in the UK, you know, it's not on the same scale as what we see in places like America and Australia. It's all relative at the end of the day. But yeah, just a nice little trip out, like I said, just to see what people were talking about, see if there was anything to the rumours. But hey, look, if there's anything you guys want me to check out when it comes to weird stuff, you know, unusual stuff or rumours, or you want me to see what the truth is behind something, you know, and it's not too far away from me, I can make the trip out, I will happily do that. I'm based in Huddersfield in Yorkshire, so you know, I've got good access to the M62, so I can get up and across the country, basically east or west, pretty easily. So, you know, if there's anything else you want me to check out, if there's any other weird like automotive things or whatever for the channel you want me to have a look at, I'm all ears, man. You know, let me know. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed that day out, definitely. Let's hope we get some more of that fantastic weather we saw as well. Have a great day, guys. See you very soon.